Melissa here. I'm in the building and I just bought some things yesterday from one of the home goods store. I was trying to get some Thanksgiving decorations. Everything for Christmas is out in the stores now. And I'm like, what about Thanksgiving? Like I need a table runner and some other things, you know, I want a turkey, that sort of thing. But it's a busy week. I'm just gonna let you know. Our daughter Hannah is due to have a baby like any day. And because she hasn't had the baby yet, they've scheduled an induction for Tuesday. And if she does go into labor between now and then, I'm headed to State College. But we're also thankful that we can be with family on Thanksgiving, and we are hosting Thanksgiving. So between my family and Mike's family, we're gonna have everyone here. I'm gonna make 2 turkeys, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and a ham, and gravy. And then everyone else is gonna bring sides. And we're super excited. We're gonna set up some tables up over in the work area. We have a ping pong table. They'll probably do a ping pong tournament, I'm guessing. Mike claims he's really good at ping pong, which he is. I can testify to that. But I'm super excited that we can be with family on Thanksgiving, and I want to be able to watch the dog show, which is on at noon, and even before that, when I'm prepping all the food, I get to watch, hopefully I can watch the Thanksgiving parades. That's always been a tradition, kind of fun. So yeah, so it's a busy week, and we're super excited for Hannah and Tyler to have their baby. They're having a boy, and you know what? Babies are the best blessings, right? So we're super excited to welcome our new grandbaby. But I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna just set out this table runner that I got for this table. Got a candle. I have a fire going behind me and the wood burner. Put those down. And I got these, I thought they were kind of cute. So these have little turkeys on them. And there's just like, what do you call them? Like little trivets or what have you. But I think I can lay them down. I think they would be good for like a hot dish, possibly, which we probably won't have the food down the table and then like, hey, pass me the mashed potatoes or the turkey. We're gonna have a serving table, and then everyone can go through kind of like a buffet, grab what you want, and then have a seat. So like I said, we're gonna have tables set up over in the work area as well. So you can go over there and chit chat as well as over here. So it'll be kind of nice that we have our nice table with all the chairs and then extra seating for, you know what it's like at Thanksgiving, you know, everyone just kind of hasn't seen some other people in a while, and it's always nice to chit chat and catch up with them. All right, got this table runner. Just kind of neutral colors, but I needed something long enough for this long table. So this should fit just right. Hunter, are you helping? All right, here I have it on the table, but it doesn't reach from one end to another, and I think that's okay. I'm gonna try to get a centerpiece to put on the table for like a little display centerpiece, but we'll see. Here it is so far. I think they're actually meant to sit down. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I'm the last person that should be giving any advice about decorating. I don't have that skill. I don't decorate well. It's just something that's I'm not good at. Take a little rest. This big puff beanbag chair behind me is kind of comfortable. So is the new couch. Right, Hunter? All right, I'm outside with the two trucks. We have the GMC and the Ford. I don't think the question was really down between these two trucks because I knew in my heart, and I was pretty sure that Mike was keeping the Ford. So it really boils down to, do we keep the GMC or the Bronco? And he left that decision up to me. Excuse me. So, I don't even think you can see the running board. I'm going to show you, when I open the door, you'll see the running board extend out. So here it is. I like that, as long as that board is there, so you can, that running board's there, so you can step up in it, and then when you close the door, a couple seconds, it goes back in. It's kind of nice because if you open the front door and shut it, and then you decide you need the door behind you, you can open it, and there's a delay, so it's not like going in and then coming back out. There's the running board once again. We're gonna get inside. So you can see, here's the running board. Step up on that, and then boom, it's just a step in. Here's the seats. They are very comfortable. And then there's controls. So we have this, we'll put your seat forward and of course back, but it will do down or up. And then this is the back to bring the back seat up or put it back. And then this is the lumbar, which I like mine puffed out. And you can unpuff it. And the lumbar is right in here. So the seats have the all black with a couple strips of the tan leather, and they are pretty comfortable. Steering wheel is a leather wrapped steering wheel, and there's controls on the steering. The controls have the, of course, GMC in the middle, and then there's an option to like answer your phone, hang up the phone call, and then that goes right in through your speakers of your truck. This must be to like change the station and then up the volume. I really don't do that. Anything I do for those controls, I do right on the radio to change the station, turn the volume, and then the controls of the heat, defrosters. These extra controls, I'm not really sure. I do know that this one is a hazard. There's a park assist, which has to do with the camera angles in this. I think there's like 14 different cameras. And then we have the vents. It's an automatic. We have our wipers, our lights, and then more controls over here, which I'm not really sure what they are. I'll have to check with Mike. But then we have a vent, and then we have the mirror control. You have a button to bring in the mirrors the whole way, your lock, and then your seat memorization, which I'm gonna have myself memorize a seat position because I have the feeling that I might have someone jumping in here and moving my seat. All right, in the middle we have this console that, you know, you press, opens up. You have pretty roomy area in there. Then we have our cup holders. If you saw daughter Eva, our daughter has a channel called Eva Morgan, and she did a video on this truck and the Ford. Go check it out. It's really a good video if you want to hear a video on these trucks from an 18-year-old. But we also have in our, like, I call this a console area. This here is where you can lay your phone down and it charges. We also have a charger, then a nice little area just for like where you can lay your key, some change. The dashboard, the key is not in here, so I'm not starting it yet, but we have our heat controls, you know, all this. I'm not sure what all these are, but I do know that this one is the hazard, and then you have your radio. But this is a touch screen, so there's options that you, once the truck is on, you can do a lot of things. The truck has options of an app. You can control your heat settings through the screen. We have a sunroof, might be called a moonroof. I call it a sunroof. The controls for that, and this is also a lighted area. The OnStar, your rear view mirror, but this area is right above the dash and your console. All right, so this is the decision I've made, that we're gonna keep the GMC and the Bronco is gonna go. This is roomy, it has a spacious back seat, and like I said, if I'm taking the grandkids, need to put their car seats in it. It fits well. It's a full size, like the door of the driver's side and passenger side, it's the full size, same in the back. The fuel, it's a diesel, and diesel is more expensive per gallon, like almost $1 more, but I do go to the Columbus Temple in Columbus, Ohio, and I drive this over and back a couple times a month, and this is way better on fuel mileage than the Bronco. My goodness. I drove the Bronco over to Columbus, Ohio. It needed fuel. It needed gas when we got there, a whole tank just on the trip over. Then I had to fill up and come back, and it was a whole tank. It was empty when I got home. Now, the thing about Ohio, going to Ohio, is the fuel is cheaper, like 40 to 60 cents cheaper, because there's less tax in Ohio than there is in Pennsylvania. Okay, so I'm using my phone to make this video, and I've been told in other videos that there's a reverse, and I do know that. So it's in, like, you call it selfie mode, possibly, and it's reversing, so it looks like it's on the other side, and I'm sorry, I don't think there's an option to change that, so you might have to use your imagination. But I am in the driver's seat. I am telling you about the GMC, why I selected it. It's just better for our situation right now than the Bronco. So the Bronco is going to go. That's my decision. You can see our reflection, the flag. Look at that. That's pretty cool. All right, look at these windows. Do you see these spots here? We have them here. Any guesses? I'll tell you. Here's a hint. He's the culprit. He likes to check the truck, usually for, like, is there a fountain drink or a bottle of pop or something? So when he comes up, he places his head here, looks inside, places it here, looks inside, and that's actually a forehead print of Hunter's. Oh, the joys. Okay, and now we have the Ford Bronco. This is the Wild Track, 4 doors, hard top. We've had the top off a couple times. I think we showed that in a video. And the back opens, like the gate opens up, and then the glass opens up this way. So I'm not gonna open all that right now, but I'm gonna give you a walk around. This definitely needs a wash. Mike would probably be cringing if he knew I did this without washing it first. But let me show you the tires. I love the tires, and whoops, the dog's gonna show you, and the wheels. In the middle, you see the horse, the Bronco. But these are very easy to clean, and they actually stay clean. There's not dust. I noticed on that GMC, there's a lot of dust, and I don't know if it's because it's new and breaking it in. But then we have the fender flares that are hard plastic. The bumper on the front has this brush bar. It does cover the word Bronco. Not sure why. I think they fixed it and they changed it. I actually think the front of these now say Ford and not Bronco. And then in the hood, can you see? Let me move this leaf. You see, so the hood is red, but then it has the black, and then that says Wild Track. And I know because I'm using my phone on a selfie mode that that's probably reversed. But these mirrors, they fold in, but they do not, there's not a push button for them to move in like you see on the GMC. So let's get in and I'll show you some of the inside. I think you've seen it before, but just gonna give you an update. The running boards, this part, hey Piper, not for you. But this is the part, see those holes, like this gap? Drives me nuts. Seriously, don't like it. Okay, let me hop in. Move, guys. Okay, now I'm inside the Bronco. We have the panels here above me. These do come out. I think we've taken them out a couple times. That's kind of fun. You can take out the top panels above the driver's seat and the passenger seat and not take out the back. But you can, meaning not at the same time. You can take out the back, which we have lifted off the entire roof, but you can just do these top 2 panels is what I'm saying. And you can leave this if you'd like. All right, I'm gonna show you some of the interior side. We have the leather steering wheel with the Bronco horse here. These are settings for your phone options, almost everything. It's kind of interesting, but I really don't use these. I'm gonna hit the turn on. Push button start. There has to be a key in, it says Bronco on the other side. You have to have that in. You have to touch your brake pedal when you start it. All right, now this is the screen here. This is a nice big screen. You can do options for your Bronco, like pitch and roll, fuel economy, trips, phone, like if you're going to attach a phone. Audio is off right now because I don't have my phone attached. Okay. Okay, you can pick zone lighting, which is nice. I didn't know that. All right, so we have our heater vents, and you can turn those on and off. This dash still shows your vehicle, your miles per hour, your RPMs, and then it'll show you the total miles on the vehicle. And then you have some lights over here, those options. We have the window shield. This is for the wipers, and the back wiper on the back window. And then we just have like the radio buttons, which you can use up here as well. And then we have like phone, because then apps, settings, and then features, which you can actually go through your owner's manual on this screen. There's some auxiliary buttons, which we haven't really used them because we haven't taken this off-roading and haven't had to need them. Just have our hazard lights. Everybody should know where that is. This is like a screw on for, like, if I wanted to hold my phone, I could clasp it in there and screw it right in, and that gives you the option of driving and talking on your phone, yes, or maybe in navigation. This is a charging port. We have the USB and then the smaller one. I don't even know if I've ever used it. Yeah, so we have the controls that go forward, back, up, and down. And then the same for this back of the seat. And we also have that lumbar, which I like. And that kind of is right here, pushes it out. I like that. I think it's a comfortable seat. It's leather interior. This has the seats that recline back. In the front, they're kind of comfortable. We have the Bronco horse engraved in that. But this is like black with a gray. Over on the dashboard and above the glove box is Bronco is engraved on that. And then there's another control for your heat vent. You can turn that on or off. I love the Bronco. I think it's sharp looking. It drives well. Love the options of like off-roading if we ever did that, and we haven't. Maybe I'll get another Bronco in the future, but for right now, the GMC is the truck that we're gonna keep. And it's going to be my vehicle. Like I said, I love driving it. I think the only down thing that I could share right now off the top of my head, I do not like parking it in a regular parking lot. But you're going to have that even with the Bronco. I don't have a lot of troubles parking it, just the size of it is kind of more compact. But yeah, getting a car in and out of parking spaces is the easiest. I might have to resort to Hannah's Subaru, and we do have that parked way in the back. But yeah, for now I've decided that we're going to get rid of the Bronco and we're going to keep the GMC truck. There you have it. All right, so here I am with the GMC. This is the one we're keeping, and I've thought about this. For right now, it's the best decision for my situation, the family. I have a lot of space in the back for passengers, car seats for the grandkids. The Bronco is a tight fit. Mike and I were in it, heading somewhere just like a week or two ago, and I'm like, wait, have we always sat in the Broncos like so close to each other? It was like our arms are touching. I think it's a great car. Like I said, it's comfortable, it's fast, it looks good, it's eye-catching, but for right now, it's the car that's got to go. Hey, I'm on location. Yeah, so Hannah's in the hospital about to deliver the baby, and I'm out at her house. I just took her dog outside and taking care of some things here, and then I'm heading over to the hospital but I just wanted to interrupt this program to let you know things are progressing. Next, I did some video with Hunter. I was trying to do like an interview, possibly talk him into maybe like a pretend podcast, and this is what you're gonna see. But he did enjoy most of it, but I do want you to watch it. It answers some of the questions that a lot of you ask, and then go ahead and ask questions that we can do for future videos about Hunter or anything that you want to know about me, my dogs, and my family. If it's within reason, I can answer it and put it in a future video. Thanks. All right, so today on Morgans Off The Leash, we have a guest, Hunter Morgan. We are going to talk to Hunter as he paces around, which is what he loves to do. The kid is always on the go. We're going to answer some questions. A lot of questions that we get asked are, does Hunter live with you? The questions, does Hunter live with you? Yes, he lives with us, and he probably always will live with Mike and I. He keeps us going. Another question we get is like, how old is Hunter? Hunter's 31. Hunter, he was diagnosed with autism when he was 2. And I noticed some changes in him at 18 months. He did have some words. He's putting words together like amen at the end of the prayer. Our dog's name was Jake. He could say Jake, he could say juice, drink, mommy, daddy, you know, those sorts of things, and different actions. We could ask him for a kiss, he'd give us a kiss. He could fold his hands for a prayer, use a fork, and a lot of those things started going away. I was pregnant with Levi, our second son. Levi and Hunter are 18 months apart. And when I gave birth to Levi, I noticed things were falling. Those milestones that he met were either longer before he met them, or they were met and then they were falling off. So that was one of the things I noticed. But I also had a new baby, so I was like, okay, got to take care of the baby, got to take care of Hunter. Yeah. Another question we get is, does Hunter not talk at all? Hunter does not talk at all. He gets his point across. He laughs. He's a very funny guy. Very handsome guy. And he doesn't show emotions to like being upset or crying. He does get frustrated, but he will yell to share his frustration. So you kind of know that, oh, he did not understand that or did not want to do that when we were taking him somewhere and he thought he was going somewhere else. Hunter has a strong work ethic, loves to stay busy, loves to know our schedule, where we're going, what's going on for the week, right? I think he's just listening to everything I'm sharing with you in this video. Maybe if he objects, he'll come up and share it with us. He loves, if you can see him in the background, he's putting his fingers up and he's doing this because on the black screen of the TV, it's not on, it's just the dark of the TV, the black, gives like a mirrored image, and he can see himself, and he likes to twiddle his fingers in a certain direction and do that. And he has done that since he was little, like seriously, since he was like young, very young. Okay, so another thing that we want to spend a lot of time talking about, because we have mentioned it in videos on Outdoors with the Morgans, and I think I might have mentioned it on Morgans Off The Leash, one of our videos in the past. But Hunter did get very sick when he was younger. Like I said, I was pregnant with Levi, and he got too many immunizations at one time. So we didn't have health insurance at the time, so there was a state clinic that you're just like, okay, I can do that. It was $5, and they were like, you know, he's behind on 2. He needs 2 this visit, and he needs 2 in 2 months. So we can give them all to him now. And I'm like, well, if that's okay, like if that's a thing that's not gonna hurt him, then yeah. And that's what happened. So he got too many immunizations. Getting into that too much. Yeah, he got too many immunizations at one time, was sick for 3 days. It was then, from that moment on,
a lot of crying and screaming, a lot of behaviors of just, he did start twiddling his fingers. He did stop talking the words he was talking and just started humming and moaning a lot. And yeah, so I noticed those changes. And when I say Mike worked out of town a lot, so it was just kind of like me, Hunter, and then Levi as he was a baby. And Levi quickly became a helper, like, hey, you know, when he was old enough to like go get this or that. And I think Mike worked out of town on jobs till like Hunter was probably 10. So it was a good while. But yeah, Hunter's always made a noise, an unhappy noise from when he was a baby to he still kind of makes that certain tone that I'm like asking the family, does that not drive you nuts? Like that's just him expressing he's not happy. And I guess just as his mom, it's a noise that I've heard from when he was a baby that I just knew he wasn't happy. And as his mom, how can I make him happy? And what can I do to make things better? And that was an adjustment that just never, it was never solved. There was never a solution to what's he upset about? And yeah. And I was a young mom, you know, I only knew what I knew, and I was trusting these professionals that were like, sure, he can have all these immunizations. I knew he got too many, and I knew after that that was part of what happened. Whether or not he was going to be autistic, I can't say. Maybe he was, but the severity of his autism, and then he has epilepsy and some other things that I'm just not going to discuss right now, but I think that's all part of it. But Hunter's a trooper. He's he never gives up, you know. He's very persistent, very on task about certain things. Yeah, and it's his motivation is he's self-motivated. I need to be more like him. He does not quit until a project is finished or a job is finished. Okay, and we do get asked the question, did Hunter go to public school? He went to a private school that was paid for by public education. He started at a private preschool for kids with autism just before he turned 3, and he was in that for a couple years, and then he started an everyday, all day by age 5, and he was there till he was, I'm gonna say 12, maybe 14. And from there he transferred to, here in Pennsylvania we have an intermediate unit that helps with specialized education. And they also have programs. They had programs at the time for individuals with autism. And so he attended one of those classrooms for another 5 years. He did go through, then he transferred to another school that was private based, and it was specialized in individuals with autism. And he finished there and graduated at age 21, right? I had to raise this up. Okay. I think Hunter gets his good looks from me and gets his drive, endurance from his dad, and his work ethic from both of us. I guess that's part of his drive. But so I'm talking about your school. So Hunter graduated at age 21, and then he went into a day program, is what we call it here. And that was, oh boy, that was a hit and miss, right? The first couple years, I think in the first 2 years of day programs, he was kicked out of 3 of them. And I gave it a try. And Hunter gave it a try, but it wasn't for you, right? It just didn't, it wasn't a good match, and I understand that. The 3 that he kicked out, it was for, yeah, a different functioning level, and Hunter, yeah, he clashed. So we finally found another one that he was at. The last one he was attending, he was there for 4 years, I believe it was, and that brought us up to COVID. And I think I mentioned that briefly in the last video. And then we become his day program, and actually, I should say Hunter's created a day program for us because he keeps us busy. And yeah, he's self-motivated. Okay, we can talk about Hunter's style. Hunter has a pretty cool style. Looks like a might have been a skateboarder most of his life or something like that. Or maybe like a self-made millionaire that just dresses the way he wants to dress. And that's pretty much it. He dresses for comfort, and can't blame him. Like, don't we all want to dress for comfort? I think more that I can work from home, I find myself in some comfort clothes. But he's always wearing flip-flops. He does, if we go out on trails for a good hike, he will wear his tennis shoes. Then the transition from like spring, summer weather to fall, winter is interesting. So soon we will, once the snow starts falling, he will be wearing longer, like, joggers or sweatpants, leisure pants. Most of his pants are elastic waist, and like his shorts are like the basketball shorts, you know, just the leisure wear. We like that, right? And some t-shirts. He always has a t-shirt that has a saying on it, whether it's from a city or state or a place or an expression or a funny thing. So it kind of helps. I believe it kind of helps that, you know, he's in public and he gets to meet that person, and, you know, maybe he's doing his hand gestures into a mirror or a window, and the other person's trying to be like, what's happening here? They could just, you know, give them a couple minutes or seconds to read his shirt. So I think it's always fun to start there. He wants to go somewhere, I think.